and you can try them together. It is to the benefit of the state to try them together. It just more efficient. You don't have to do things again and again. Do it all at once, and also you get a better chance of having them incriminate each other during the trial. It benefits the defense to sever it. That way they can point the finger at each other and get away with it. So this is what's going on. But I don't think it should be automatically severed because the state is seeking a penalty for Melly, because it's only the penalty phase of the trial that would be different, not the guilt phase. The guilt phase is the same. They're both capital crimes. You're seeking the penalty on one, not the other, but that goes into the second part of the trial, the penalty phase, only if Melly is.
Did you know the prosecutors are forcing YNW Bortlen to snitch against Melly because they're sending in paperwork to have Bortlen and Melly try together for one specific reason? Issue here, and you can try them together. It is to the benefit of the state to try them together, just more efficient. You don't have to do things again and again, do it all at once, and also you get a better chance of having them incriminate each other during the trial. It benefits a defense to sever it. That way they can point the finger at each other and get away with it. So this is what's going on, but I don't think it should be automatically severed because the state is seeking penalty for Melly, because it's only the penalty phase of the trial that would be different, not the guilt phase. Guilt phase is the same. They're both capital crimes. You're seeking the penalty on one, not the other, but that goes into the second part of the trial, the penalty phase, only if Melly is found guilty. It's common sense that if B's facing the crimes of taking out sack chaser in juvie when he knows he didn't, he'll begin pointing the finger towards Melly being responsible. Ban's loyalty towards Melly has been great throughout the entire process, despite how Melly's team tried pinning the crime on him in the first trial. Those were his lives. Court Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital Mirror. You don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of a car with two bodies, car riddled with. And when he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt, powder residue on his hands, evidencing that he had discharged a firearm. And he lies about where the incident occurred, he lies about how it occurred, and he lies about not having a phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said everybody has a phone in its pocket, not Coraland Henry. As his lawyer revealed, it's always been Borton who lied to the feds, had powder residue on his hands, and was the first person witnessed with sack chaser in juvie. After they passed, a forensic scientist confirmed the powder findings on Bortlen's hands during the first trial. So the right hand of Coraland Henry contained two component particles, and the left hand contained one particle characteris residue and one component particles. And can you explain to us what that means? Basically, overall there was residue present on the hands. Bortlen didn't like this, so when Melly's first trial ended in a mistrial, he tweeted out a mysterious message the same day. The tweet reads, "Mind games don't work on people like me," with a handshake emoji at the end of the tweet, making it seem like he's accepting some sort of deal. However, this is only the start of Melly's recent problems. Did you know it was announced Melly's mom trends after she announces that she started a fans account while he stands trial? We saw her featured in an interview where she spoke on why she made it and how much money she's made. Why did you decide to break the internet the other day? You're saying that you're your YNW Melly's mom and you're about to hit fans. Why not you make money while you sleep in them? You know, I turned 40 this year. Why not do something crazy? Did you start it yet? The what? My only how much you made the first day? I just need to know the first day. The first day was pretty epic. It was pretty epic. Give me a ballpark figure, like 40-ish. 51 day. One. This surprised the internet with academics sharing his thoughts. So YNW Melly's mom has announced that she's going to be starting the old, and I got to be honest with y'all, man, like, this is perplexing. The reason why it's perplexing is because I can't understand why she's doing this. Your son is fighting for his life. How much you know? There's certain mothers in hip-hop, and you probably could name a few, I won't name all of them, that I feel like their son became stars, but they also wanted to be stars as well. Blueface's mom is one of them. The situation between Melly's mom and Melly I always thought was interesting, but I never thought she'd be doing this. If you're wondering if she's doing this for money, this can't be a money play. Like, no way. No. How academics believes it's not about money. However, social media didn't agree. Melly's mom and brother spoke about the money Melly's been spending. His mom makes it seem like everything's okay, but his brother calls out Melly's ridiculous spending habits. I would assume, but still, that he spent a lot of money on lawyers, like an amount that would probably that kid spent a lot of money on a lot of things that shouldn't have been spent on. Really, like what else? In cars, jewelry. And he's not even out to wear the jewelry. I'm like, why are you buying jewelry and you're not here to wear the jewelry? No, definitely lawyers are probably the best thing you can SP. That's what, bro. But he's good with lawyers, bro. Like, money ain't an issue for lawyers. Like, he's fine, but it's just like it was a lot of stuff that should have went to lawyers that he didn't spend on lawyers. And I'm like, bro, and now it's like he don't even want the chain no more. In Melly's mother's defense, she's gone through a lot with his trial and is likely using it to get the trial off her mind, because there have been many times that Melly had to ask if she was okay. Music Sore, however, the financial struggles for Melly are only getting worse, with his ex-girlfriend returning to the United States. As it would be announced, Melly's ex-girlfriend Mariah Hamilton has been released from Paul Reed Detention FAC facility as of February 8. Judge Fye ruled for her release at an emergency hearing. This hearing marked the first time Melly and Mariah had seen each other in person since he surrendered himself. In February 2019, Melly was seen walking into the courtroom and seeing Mariah for the first time in 6 years. He had a huge smile but tried not to make too much eye contact, but sources in the courtroom say he teared up. However, Mariah being back isn't good for him. After her release, Hamilton acknowledged her family and friends who supported her while detained in a Facebook post on February 9. The post reads, "And to my village, thank you to my village, I love y'all so much, God's plan not mine," as she didn't like that. The courtroom was broadcast to the local news. Mariah Hamilton is spending her first day at the Brownwood County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023, with Mariah understanding how jail is. She doesn't want to go back. The feds already know what happened to Zach Chaser in juvie. All they need is for Mariah to confirm it in the retrial, and she's confirmed she will, because it's a part of her deal to be released from jail. As the feds exposed the findings from her iCloud account, this revealed suspicious activity relating to Melly, forcing her not to testify in the trial, which is known as witness tampering. This carries a life sentence in prison regardless if Melly took out Zach Chaser in juvie, filing 6 new charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction, but with Mariah involved in the second trial, she may be the one to put Melly behind bars. People in her hometown shared how she had a call with him on the night of the crime. Even Juvie's father looked into Mariah and found out code words Melly used that got rid of Mariah. Originally, there was this kind of crazy way that Melly was communicating. He wasn't allowed to use the phone but was passing notes to people, and then this person's calling this person and then that person alike to mean they going through extreme measures, try to cover up or convince people not to testify, like Mariah mom. They was using cold words like Rihanna, and they said Rocky his baby mom. And but with the state pursuing a witness tampering charge against Melly, they've shut off his ability to use the jail phones or read his mail. As we heard Jamie King saying, it's unfair since he hasn't been convicted of his charges. My son has not been convicted of any, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to just to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him, but with the privileges gone, it likely means they have evidence that he tampered and are saving it for court. They can't risk Melly talking to the outside world and tampering with more people, but it doesn't make it any easier for Jamie King. She continued saying how she's heartbroken for Melly. When you saw Melly's statement just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life as a mother, how did that make you feel? It's heartbreaking. It make me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We've tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules, and I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone. With his mother speaking on the case, it sparked attention online. We heard from Charleston White, who said this is how Melly deserves to be in jail, even the YMWM. I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated. Yeah, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated. Homie, oh homie, when you take a life, homie, you ain't got a right to complain about a mothering thing.